Hi there, folks. Goodwood just around the corner, starting tomorrow. We thought we'd bring you a couple of tips. Jamie joined us once again. Hello, Jamie.
Hi there, Glenn.
How you doing, mate? All right?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Yeah, not too bad.
Good.
Looking
forward to
this
Goodwood.
week. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Definitely looking forward for tomorrow's action and for Wednesday, which I'm getting a bit excited for Wednesday. So,
of course, understandably so. You can fill us in a little bit more on that when it's your go.
yeah.
All right. Well, as I say, we're going to bring a couple of selections each. So let's start with you then, Sean.
Evening all, how are you all?
Evening, mate.
Evening.
Right.
Well,
my first. I'm going to go straight on the first race on ITV Racing, which is the 145, the 1 mile 2 handicap, I believe. I've gone for the David O'Meara, Dirty Tuddo, riding the, was it Tinadali? Ran 10 days ago at York. Same trip, won't be an issue. Found a bit of traffic in such a large field. Didn't help with a wide time. So hopefully this time with a little bit more of a reasonable draw. Again, ground and trip shouldn't be an issue. He got 5th position in there, I believe, came 3rd in that race, but did get a better break turning for home. So I'm hoping that, when they swing around at Goodwood, he will have enough left in him and he will have a little bit of space this time. I believe he'll come on from that run. So, yeah, Tinadali in the 145. And then the 245, I believe it is, with one of Jamie's horses in. I've gone for the favourite, if I'm honest on this one, Space Blues for Godolphin. Massively impressive last time. I believe beats Safe Voyage, who he's kind of heading the market with again tomorrow. Again, kind of hold up horse, held its ground for a while, and then for that final furlong and a half, just kind of split through the field, had enough legs in it, possibly the younger sort of side of legs. I believe Safe Voyage is seven years old now. This is a 4-year-old. This time last year, Space Blues was coming second to the likes of Too Darn Hot and Advertised. So, it's a horse that can cope. I believe his turn of foot it should see him through this race, if I'm honest with you. So 245 Space Blues and 145 Tinadali for me.
Okay, mate. Well, I'll carry on that because that's nicely timed with me. I'm taking you on in the 145, Sean, with 5th position. It's a horse that Cousin's back before and likes. As you say, he's had a few of these, in behind last time. As you say, did maybe get slightly fortunate on a break, but and I'll just sort of, going on that basis that, I hope he can repeat it basically. So, but he is used to the trip, you know what I mean? So, hopefully he can do the business. So, I'm gonna go against you. I'm gonna go with 5th position, Roger Varian and Atzini. And then my last one, I'll just have to quickly flip the page, is Jim Crowley, I believe. Yes, Jim Crowley on Zayaf or something like that is pronounced. In the 455. Again, the trip is round about what he's used to. All the last 3 have been over 1 mile 2. This is slightly longer, 1 mile 3. It was only just ever so slightly touched off last time by Andrew Balding's ride. In that race. So showed some, guts. Just got slightly worn down a little bit, at the end. There's a couple of other decent horses in there. Dancing Approach leads the odds, but has got a penalty to carry. But Thomas Graytrix actually takes off some of that penalty. So can he hit the free timer? Can he get the hat-trick? I don't know. I just thought that, Crowley hasn't got to any worry about any of that. And, and was only just touched off last time. So expecting another good run, really. So that's going to be my 2. 5th position in the 145. And then in the 455, I'm going to go for Zayaf, if that's how you pronounce it, something along them lines. So, so go on then, Jamie. Do you want to go next?
Yeah, why not? Well, I've been reading your mind, Glenn. So on the 145, I've gone for 5th position as well on the Class 2 handicap. 1 mile, 1 furlong, 197 yards. He's 5th position. He's drawn in stall 10. Not a nice position, I would say. Of course, with the Goodwood camber, which is going from right to left, where you look at it on the front of the when you look at the front of the course. He won very well on 2 starts ago at Doncaster. Did really well. So I agree with you what you say on that one. On his last run, finished 3rd place at York, up in trip, 1 mile 2. Didn't really, so really 1 mile 1 should really do the trick. It's a big field, so there's going to be plenty of bumping, a lot of hard luck races, especially with that camber at Goodwood. But I think his action should suit at Goodwood, and I think that's an each way shout. The last time I saw it was at 11-1, so that's a good little each way shout on that one.
Yeah, fair dues.
My second one is in the 2:15 in the Lennox Stakes, Group 2, 7 furlongs. My selection is Safe Voyage. Jockey Jason Hart, trained by John Quinn. He won very well at Epsom last time. He likes the undulations or the camber. From Epsom, it goes from right to left. From Goodwood, it's going from left to right. Goodwood is right to left, so he can handle the camber. Hopefully at Goodwood, did really well. He's got some form on good, and he won by 1.5 lengths at Epsom, and he was very strong finish, and also he broke the track record there. So I'm hoping he'll progress again at Goodwood. His place percentage is 15 out of 25 is 60%, and his wins percentage is 40%, which is 10 out of 25. So he's got a good place and wins percentage. So I think it's a good each way. I think he's at 5-1. So at that one. So yeah, those are my 2 selections.
Okay, mate. Mark.
Thank you, guys. We must be reading each other's minds this evening, because I'm also going to be in agreement of Sean, which never really happens very often. Going for the
Thanks, mate.
Sorry, Sean. But I'm also going for the Appleby, ridden by William Buick, Space Blues. 2 impressive victories, both at Longchamp and at Haydock. Competitive field with Safe Voyage and I believe Sir Dance a lot, and also a horse called, I believe it's pronounced Dubai or Dubai, however you want to pronounce it. It's another Appleby trained horse that he actually beat at Longchamp. Hasn't ran since the 25th of June, so it's the fresher horse, and as reiterating to what Sean said, has a good turn of foot. Very testing track. Goodwood always brings out the best in some horses, and I think he'll come out on top in this one at the price of 5-2. In the 3:15, the Goodwood Cup. Well, what do I say about this one? I think everyone knows what I'm going to go for in this, but I'm going for the best stayer in the world in Stradivarius. 8-15, looking to win this for a 4th time. Anybody who knows their racing knows how impressive his win was at Ascot. Especially after a couple of performances prior to that. I believe it's going to be a John Gosden versus Aidan O'Brien. He's got a very good horse in Santiago, which is ridden by Ryan Moore. And Naif Road, which I believe finished 2nd to Stradivarius last time out at Ascot, with Andre Azzini, big price at 20-1. They're my 2 selections. I can't really say too much more about Space Blues, and I can't really say any more about Stradivarius, but I just feel Stradivarius's form to me will be just like Enable. Had a few not negative results, but getting back on track, and now with 2 impressive performances, looking to now push on from there. But yeah, Stradivarius and Space Blues, my 2 selections. And going back to the 2:45, a little each way shout, a little Brucey bonus, as we like to call it. It's a horse that we've spoken about in Marie's Diamonds at a price at 20-1.
Fair enough.
Selections.
Okay, mate. Lads, anything else you want to sort of mention about the meeting or racing in general?
Racing in general. There was a bit of breaking news. Cave Tara, obviously retired now for doing siren for the National Hunt Stallions. That just got popped up today, so that'll be interesting. Who'll be the next new kid on the block? I had a little think. There's like High Chaparral. You got You got Yates. You got most probably Stradivarius when he retires. He'll be the next national hunt, national hunt sire. Goodwood itself. Well, I'm looking forward to Wednesday. So on the first race, so that'll be interesting. Also, you got all these with the Twitter. When you're looking at Twitter now, and there's some people are moaning and not moaning, as we discussed, about ownership, as in badges and things like that. Unfortunately, I'm in the middle, as in I'm a half glass, half full, half empty person. Everybody's in the same boat. I think it's good that they've started to extend the owners' badges, but it will take time. I would say, like I said, I'll give let the dust settle, and hopefully we'll get people back in the racetracks and that, and try and get money back into it. But obviously, people are still moaning about prize money, etc. So
but the money's not coming in, isn't it? It's hard to justify any changes to the prize money.
Yeah, it's just one of them things. It's where a lot of races have cut their prize money, but then hopefully next year the blue chip companies or any other companies might be interested to get into the sport.
Yeah.
To trying to encourage
it's just going to be nice to see people back at trackside as well, isn't it? I mean, I know it's that tester situation going on the Saturday at Goodwood, and yes, it is only 5,000 people, and I understand that owners and such like are a little bit not aggrieved, but a little bit not understanding of why they're allowed 5,000 people in, but only 4 owners per. So I understand that, but like Glenn touched upon, it's a case of getting a bit of revenue back in the sport, isn't it? Really, getting a bit of money back by getting people, trackside again, and that's going to be telling on how we move forward from there. So
that's all we need. I mean, that's all we need. We need a bit of people coming in now, and
well, isn't looking. Sorry, Jamie, but isn't looking at Saturday's race in the King George 3 runners? When have we ever seen a King George the 6th run at Ascot with 3 runners? And there was a lot of debates going all over Twitter, which I was getting quite annoyed about, actually, to the fact of Enable winning it for a 3rd time, and negative vibes coming from other people saying she never had the challenge there. Well, I'm not being funny. Horse called Japan that ran I believe it ran at 5-2 at the odds yesterday. That was a horse that was mentioned highly by a lot of people going into this season. That horse was meant to be an art contender, and from what I've seen so far, I've seen nothing. I've seen nothing in Japan. In fact, since the start of take COVID completely out of the situation, obviously we know that it's been absolutely massive to a lot of trainers, owners, horses, etc. But you look at some of the results of some of the big races, some of the horses that have come from completely off the Richter scale. I mean, obviously Jamie reiterating that he's looking forward to Wednesday. I'm looking forward to Siskin, Kamiko, and many other horses going toe to toe. And actually, is Siskin one of the best horses that has been spoken about at the moment? We'll see, because I think Kamiko's proven. I think Circus Maximus as well, I think it's in there. Mufatar, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure, it might be another race, but there's so many great runners out there at the minute.
There's some good races. I'm telling you, there's some good races, especially that one, what you mentioned. I think Siskin will win.
100%. I mean, Siskin has performed amazingly. But going back to the King George, I'll say there's only 3 runners in that race. And, a lot of people had mentioned, like if there was many more runners in there, would Enable have won?
Mark, on that front, isn't it that age-old saying, like we say in football, you can only beat what's in front of you?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So if people don't show up, if certain trainers or certain people do not want to take on either the O'Brien trio, which it was originally, or they don't want to take on Enable because the ground was going soft, then that is not Gosden's, Dettori's or Enable's problem. You can only beat what is put in front of you.
Yeah, exactly.
And frankly, when Frankie comes there swinging on and he looks around and gives that look as if to see Ryan Moore knocking his nuts out to try and just keep up with the horse.
Yeah.
That's what you want to see. That's nobody's problem. except for anybody who didn't want to get involved with trying to take on Enable. Frankly,
No,
what she done
no,
was ridiculous.
exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
I
and
think
that's
it's
what the sport
amazing.
is, Frank. That's what it's about.
I think it's amazing because it goes back to what we said about Stradivarius in the Ascot Gold Cup. It actually had a weaker field this time around, won convincingly, but had a stronger field last year with the same amount of runners and still won the race. And it's exactly what you say. It's, you know, you can only beat what's been put in front of you at that time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just think how coronavirus has affected horse racing that much, not just in the way of like there's no spectators and that we need to get more money back into the business, etc., for the owners, for the fans, everything else. But take the Arc, which is around October time.
Yeah.
How some of the races have finished with some of the runners. I think the later the season goes on, the more exciting some racing can be, because all these runners are coming out of nowhere. I'll go back to the Epsom Derby. I absolutely love the Investec Derby. One of the best flat races in the world. 25, 50, 66 to 1, 1, 2, 3. You know, and people was talking about Kamiko, people talking about English King.
Yeah.
And they never turn up. Obviously, yes, tactics play a massive part of it. You know, that's the same as National Hunt racing. Everything. But
anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Glenn, you riled Mark up there, right? You asked if anyone's got anything else to say.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
It's got the town on it for you. So there
I
you
do
go.
have to pick up on one thing. For legal reasons, I don't think you're allowed to call it the Investec anymore, because I don't think they're sponsoring it anymore.
No, it's not. No, it's actually stopped now. So actually, so the Derby's actually looking for a sponsor as from today.
No, I can tell you what, Mark. You know what the internet's like. Someone will pick up on that and tell you how wrong you were, my friend.
Oh well, yes.
That's
someone
the
will
beauty
tell
of
me I'm wrong.
YouTube.
Yeah, someone
Your
will
boss
tell me
wants
listen
to
I'm
sponsor
wrong.
tomorrow.
it, Mark.
I'll tell you
See
what.
your boss involved, Mark. See if he wants to sponsor it.
But
Well, I put my hat on, they might think I look like someone out of the royal family again.
oh dear.
But
You should be in
Anyway.
the LA.
Anyway,
Yes,
listen,
yes,
enough of that.
quite rightly, Sean. Anyway, we could go off on a tangent as we normally do. So,
But if I carry
well,
on
there
with
you
the
go, folks. There's a few selections from each of us. Sorry, James, did you want to add anything else?
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking. I'm thinking now of like you're saying about the three runners. Well, there was about three runners in the 50s when you had Mill Reef in or Arkle in the Gold Cup. So it's totally different. You know, you're looking at it in the 50s where you had Arkle running in the Gold Cup, and you had he was running against what, 3 or 4 horses. It's the same difference from that on Saturday. So that just like sort of brought back memories where I was watching Arkle on YouTube and that, and you look at it and you've got Peter O'Sullivan doing the commentary, and you're going, well, where's all the rest? And you go, no, it's a 4-runner race, and you've got Arkle winning the Gold Cup.
Unfortunately, it happens from time to time, and you know, and it obviously we're out of bizarre circumstances to deal with at the same time, as well as other stables not willing to take on, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's a sort of multitude of factors, I think, personally.
Yeah, I agree. It's just one of them things. It's happened, and it's, you know, one's dropped off, and then all of a sudden there's 3. So it's just one of them things. And I know people most probably saying it's a shambles, but I mean, if you put prize money up, you might have a few more runners like trying to.
Well, yeah, you never know. You never know.
You never know. One of them
Okay,
things.
well, as I say, that's a couple of selections for day 1. We'll be back again for day 2. We could be really wrong. We could be, or we could be spot on. So, but yeah, hopefully you got your own ideas. Let us know if you think we're wrong. All right. See you later, guys.
See you later,
See ya.
mate.
See you later.